Let's first and foremost, let's call the meeting to order. Roll call and possible action on excusing any absent members of the governing board.
Members Hernandez,
Present.
Commissioner Lazar Guajardo,
Present.
Commissioner Bobby Carrillo, Commissioner Ramiro Caballero,
Present.
Commissioner Daniel Chavez, Commissioner Ricardo Medina,
Present.
and Commissioner Itza Flores.
Present.
We do have a quorum, and we need an action to
Move to
excuse.
excuse absent members. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Great.
Okay, 1B, Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation by Danny Ramirez.
If you can remove your headgear and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's bow your heads. Gracious God, we thank you for this opportunity to call people for a meeting. We thank you for each and everyone who is here today. You have blessed us with the supportive people who seek the welfare of your people and of the city of Pharr. Loving Father, we thank you most of all for being here in our midst. Let your presence be made known and lead this meeting today. Thank you, Father, for we know that you are always here to support your people. We give you thanks and praise. Amen.
All right. First and foremost, we're gonna make an important announcement. I think word's gone out. It's leaked out. It's we try to keep it under wraps. It's probably one of the most important news endeavors. Social media's been a buzz about this, and we're ready to announce it and make it official. So with that, let's do it.
We want to welcome the students from Creative Art Studios. We're gonna have a
Yes.
performance here in
Yes.
City
Wait,
Commission,
wait,
not,
let's see.
not only for us, but for the
Uh-huh.
audience that's here today. So you guys take it away.
Yes. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. These are some of our students that have been here at Creative Arts since the very beginning.
Yeah.
We've, it's a wonderful privilege. I'm sorry. It's a wonderful privilege to see how these kids, they start out like real young, and then, you get to see how they're, y al rato van a ser ellos los que nos van a dejar abajo y todo, ¿verdad?
That's right.
Yes, I want to present to you guitarists Vivi, Calvillo, and Jaime
Hi.
Gonzalez. They are actually from here, from the city of Pharr.
Wonderful.
And yes, they're going to perform for you a little something from their own taste.
Thank you.
There.
have Mr. Jorge El Juego Hernández.
All right.
Dos. Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Jorge Hernández, mejor conocido como Güero Hernández. Es un placer estar aquí y muchas gracias por invitarnos. Voy a tocar una bonita canción que lleva por nombre Chucho Tren. Espero que les guste.
Is that a real song? Oh, it is?
We'll get copies of this. The video? Okay, good. I don't have to record it.
It's gonna be posted.
Como que capela. Bueno, pues, no se pudo con la música, así que pues así más voy a inventarle. Algo más puede.
Oh, Vivi.
Ayer caminando por la calle sin saber, yo me encontré con tu papá y me dijo así: si te voy a ver con mi hija, te va a llevar el tren. Chu,
That's
I wanna
funny.
get you. Pero a pesar de lo que me dijo, yo seguí de frente que hasta que a su casa llegué. Y a su ventana más o menos. Ando de repente hay una voz detrás de mí que me dijo así: chu, I wanna get you. Pa, me pegó en la cabeza. Pa, me pegó en las dos orejas. Pa, me pegó en la cabeza. Pa, me estiró en las dos orejas. Ayer caminando por la calle sin saber, yo me encontré con tu papá y me dijo así: si te vuelvo a ver con mi hija, te va a llevar el tren. Chu, I wanna get you. Pero a pesar de lo que me dijo, yo seguí de frente que hasta que a su casa llegué. Y a su ventana más o menos. Cuando de repente hay una voz detrás de mí que me dijo así: chu, I wanna get you. Pa, me pegó en la cabeza. Pa, me pegó en las dos orejas. Pa, me pegó en la cabeza. Pa, me pegó en las dos orejas. So that's the reason for us being for us being here today. Thank you so much, the city of Pharr. You guys always like.
Could you tell the public what program you're referring to that they're involved with?
Yes, absolutely. So
Can
these
you-
students are part of a program called.
Can you come to?
Yes, so these students are part of a program called Inspiring Talents for Community Development.
You can address us that way people in the public can
Awesome.
see you.
Beautiful. We're from a nonprofit organization called the Give International. We're focused more in the fine arts education field. So we do believe that the integration of fine arts in education is very important for a child's early development stages and stuff like that. And we're privileged to see firsthand how help create individuals, self-empowered and motivated and all that good stuff, right? So yes, thank you so much for the city of Pharr. You guys are always very, helpful to us. And yes, don't be surprised if you see these students in any of the Pharr events because we're normally there. We recently did the 4th of July and we're all over the place with you guys. So we hope to continue building that relationship with you guys. Y nosotros encantados. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before COVID struck, we had built or actually planned to build all these parks with outdoor amphitheaters, not only for, for theater, but also for music. Because we understand it's not just about the STEM, right? The science, technology, right? It's engineering, math. It's not just about that. We need everybody to understand that humanities are very important, and so is the arts and music. And so that's why the city has invested so much in the amphitheaters you see throughout the city. And soon there'll be one in South Pharr as well, because we know it's very important for everybody's for culture, but also for development. And for the students who did this and the parents, I mean, let alone the talent. The ability to have that courage to stand in front of people and to perform. You guys are amazing to be able to do that. I could never do that even if I tried. You paid me to, I couldn't do it. And so I'm just in awe, but I'm very proud that the parents, right, and the students que le echaron ganas, and you guys are amazing. So please keep your program going. The city will always be there for our students, as we always have been, because we know that they're our next future, and they need to be invested in. And so congratulations to your program and your students. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you, Creative Art Studios. Moving on the agenda to a proclamation proclaiming October 5th, 2022 as World Teachers Day. And we have Commissioner Flores reading the proclamation. And whoever is here, I understand Vanguard Academy and Teach for America will be here to receive the proclamation. If you can please come up to the podium.
Let them get there. Hold on. Because I got to introduce. Welcome. You want to step up, introduce yourself to the public?
Good afternoon, Honorable
afternoon.
Mayor Hernandez, distinguished commissioners. We're very grateful for this proclamation. My name is Ana Gonzalez. I serve as the Executive Director at Teach for America in the Rio Grande Valley. And I just want to affirm that teachers can and do provide a future filled with possibilities for all of our children, especially at such a critical point in our country's time. At Teach for America, we're ensuring that we're developing, and we're supporting equity-oriented leaders to serve in our community, to provide a future filled with possibilities for all our children. And it begins in the classroom. So congratulations to this gentleman here and to our amazing students who performed today. And I'll hand the mic over to our colleagues, because it does take a coalition of all of us working together to ensure that our students receive an excellent education, and our colleagues at Vanguard will, I'm sure, echo that. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for inviting us here today. Actually, if you look at a teacher leads, a teacher inspires, a teacher builds bridges, a teacher builds the heart, the mind, the soul. That's what a teacher does. And we get to have your children with us literally 8 hours a day plus, right? Parents love their kids, but teachers adore them because they are beautiful. And we build them for tomorrow. And we give them a purpose to learn, a reason to be part of something. And so it takes a teacher to guide them and inspire. And perhaps all of you here can remember one of your teachers from way in the past, right? And can say, you know what, that teacher inspired me to do something. It just took one teacher, one spark, and look at where you are today. So on behalf of Vanguard, we'd like to introduce a couple of our colleagues also.
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you very much for your support and helping the students in Pharr. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Ernesto
afternoon.
Alvarez, same thing. Thank you for the support. We couldn't go as far as we try to go without all of your support. Thank you.
Great. You have one more guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. I'm here representing Teach for America as well. And
Yes.
teachers are hard at work. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to say that, many of them could not be here. And so I can't
course.
speak on behalf of them, but just to elevate their voices. And it's been a really challenging time for teachers recently. And a community support goes a long way. So thank you all for recognizing World Teacher Day, which we're about to celebrate on Wednesday.
Commission.
Whereas the city of Pharr's future strength depends on providing high-quality education to all students, and whereas teacher quality matters more to student achievement than any other school-related factor. And whereas teachers spend countless hours preparing lesson plans and supporting students, and whereas our teachers have demonstrated great resilience, adaptability, and creativity during the COVID-19 crisis, and whereas our community recognizes and supports its teachers in educating the children of this community, and whereas hashtag Teachers Can is a statewide movement supported by more than 125 partnering businesses and organizations committed to elevating the teaching profession and honoring the critical role teachers play in the success of Texas. And whereas the city of Pharr encourages members of our community to personally express appreciation to our teachers and display a light blue ribbon outside your homes or businesses the week of October 5th as a symbol of support for our educators. Now, therefore, I, Itza Flores, on behalf of Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 5th, 2022 as World Teachers Day.
You know, the other thing is that you guys failed to mention is the fact that, during the pandemic, I mean, teachers already have a hard time. And I was a difficult student, I'll be the first to tell you. But during the pandemic, I became a difficult parent because, as you know, remote or distant learning is difficult, right? It's extremely difficult, and not every city is built the same. They don't have the proper infrastructure, and we are solving that problem, at least for the city of Pharr, with the internet and the fiber optic. But having said that, after my son was graduated, but prior to that, when he was in that COVID time period, I was always sending messages, emailing the teachers, and they're so patient. And then I started thinking about it afterwards that I'm just one. I can't imagine how many thousands of parents were panicking and trying to learn things all over again and looking at YouTube. And the teachers, at least the ones I interacted with, were so patient and they were so helpful. They would send messages back, and no matter what hour it was, and trust me, I sent a lot of crazy messages really late and over weekends, and they always responded. So I'm very grateful to the education system that they're, number one, they're just not educating, they're very patient, right? With parents, let alone the students, and they're always there to help. And so I have the utmost respect, admiration for educators. So with that, would you guys come up here for a photo, please? I'm gonna stand aside. I want you guys in the middle. Can you see the back row?
Yes. I don't know. Is it one of the students? I just wanted to leave it behind.
Okay. Bueno. Great job.
The chucho.
The choo-choo train
Chucho
song.
train.
All right, next.
Yes, item 2B, proclamation proclaiming October 9th through the 15th, 2022 as Fire Prevention Week. And we have Commissioner Caballero
All right,
reading the
where's our
proclamation.
Fire
chief? is
Yes,
here?
we have our fire chief and fire
you have-
personnel here to receive the proclamation. Join us.
You have a lot of fire people here. Where are they?
Oh my God.
They're coming.
Better not be a fire.
Everybody's all fit and good looking.
Better not be a fire anywhere.
Huh?
They're all here. They're
Yeah,
all here.
no. Bring everybody. Chief,
You guys can spread if you
Yeah.
want on the.
put people
like,
to your right and to your left, but
yes.
bring them right to the front. No te escondas, Arispe, no te escondas. Forward, just part the sea, so to speak. Everybody
So everyone can fit.
forward. Everybody forward.
Ándale, Daguito.
You got a cap there.
Yes, we're good.
Good. Everybody's here. Yeah, we can see everybody. All right.
Welcome, guys.
Mhm.
Whereas the Pharr Fire Department is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those working, living, and visiting the city of Pharr. And whereas the fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas home fires killed more than 2,580 people in the United States in 2020, according to the National Fire Protective Association, and the fire departments in the United States responded, to 356,500 home fires. And whereas smoke alarms detected smoke well before people can alerting them of danger when they may only have 2 minutes to escape safely from a fire. And working smoke alarms reduce the risk of dying in homes fires. And whereas Pharr residents need to be sure everyone in homes understands the sounds and signals of smoke alarms and knows how to respond and make sure their smoke and carbon monoxide alarms meet the needs of all their families. And whereas Pharr residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas Pharr first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrences of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2022 Fire Prevention Week theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, effectively serves to remind the citizens of Pharr it is important to have a home fire escape plan. And whereas the city of Pharr urges all the people to plan and practice a home fire escape for Fire Prevention Week 2022 and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of the Pharr Fire Department. Now, therefore, I, Ramiro Caballero, Commissioner, in behalf of Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 9th through 15th, 2022 as Fire Prevention Week.
Wow. that was a
Mayor and
long one.
Commission, Pilar Rodriguez, Fire Chief. I just want to thank you for issuing this proclamation. As you all know, October 9th through 15th is Fire Prevention Week. And again, this year's theme is Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape. We have activities the entire month for the public where we'll be promoting fire and life safety education. The first one is on October 13th and October 13th and October 20th. We'll be here at the Hub Food Truck Park across the street, 200 South Cage. And then October 27th, we'll be at 1025 South Richmond, which is the Nature and Birding Center. All three events will be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every evening. And we invite the public to join us for fire and life safety presentations. And then we'll also have activities for the younger generation. And then we'll also have some free food for the public. So we'd like to invite all the public to join us. And again, thank you very much for this proclamation.
Great, Chief. And thank you to your entire department. I know it's much larger and everybody's working. They're always keeping up with their education. I see them always exercising and staying fit, and it kind of motivates you a little bit once in a while to go and work out. But it's impressive what you guys are able to do. I'm glad, and I hope I never have to use you guys, but I know I'm extremely confident that if we had to in the city of Pharr, we're going to get the best service. Also, Chief, as we roll out the fiber optic, please inform the public also that through the fiber optic, we actually can do the fire alarms and so forth. So that way they have no middleman responding, then go straight to the comm center and then directly to you. So we're going to be rolling that out also. So you might want to prepare that as a public service announcement to the public.
Yes, sir.
Because we want to make sure that they have immediate access to your department.
Yes, sir. And that is a more reliable means of notification than our standard copper
Yes.
connections. So we're very excited. The fire department's excited that that's coming online because that's another tool in our toolbox to get an early warning.
Absolutely. So thank you, guys. You want us to come up here?
Yes, sir.
Get everybody lined up?
Stand up on a chair.
I'll just stand up there.
I was in the picture. Behind Cody.
I think it's just fire department.
Oh, do I go?
Like, I want you to leave here, so.
Do I go? Do I go? Thank you guys for everything you guys do. We don't have to wait for October to say thank you.
That's right.
2C, proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. And we do have Chief Gonzalez and staff from the police department to receive this proclamation. If you can please join us on the podium.
You can have your staff flank you, sir, on either side. Come forward. Mhm.
Good.
Young lady, hold on. Young lady, you want to come on this side so we can see? Yeah.
And we have Commissioner Guajardo reading this proclamation.
All right.
Good evening. Whereas the city of Pharr and the Pharr Police Department recognizes and participates in a public awareness campaign to support Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and whereas 1 in 5 women and 1 in 9 men experience violence by an intimate partner, and domestic violence can take the form of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic abuse. And whereas by providing our community with education about healthy relationships and by changing attitudes that support violence, we recognize that domestic violence can be prevented, and the Pharr Police Department will work to provide prevention education on this terrible crime. And whereas it is vital to raise community and educational awareness and provide training for all, so that they may recognize when signs of domestic violence occur. And whereas everyone has a right to a safe and healthy relationship and to be free from abuse, and whereas the city of Pharr urges all residents to work towards ending domestic violence by empowering people to develop healthier relationships, assisting victims in accessing information and supportive services they need, creating better and more resources for people in need, instituting effective educational tools in schools, and engaging in discussions with family members and peers to promote awareness and prevention of the threat caused by domestic and family violence. Now, therefore, I, Commissioner Eleazar Guajardo, representing Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month.
Great. Chief?
Yep, thank you, Commissioner Guajardo. Ms. Alanis, Mayor, and Commissioners, thank you for your time and support for the proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. Our agency is committed in ensuring that we work alongside victims of domestic violent crimes, and we're always looking at new ideas and approaches for the services that we provide. We believe that by working together, utilizing every available tool, and by refusing to ever give up, we can make a real difference in our community. Our services are available all year long, and we could not do it without the help of our team that we have here today. I have Sergeant Danny Garcia here with us. We have Domestic Violence Coordinator Alan Cantu. We also have Crime Victims Liaison Mario Garza with us here.
Great.
And we have Human Trafficking Liaison Nancy Gonzalez. So October is when we bring awareness, and we should share a little bit more information during this month. But honestly, we do it all year long. Whether it's October, November, December, whatever year is at, we're always at work. We're always trying to look at ways and different techniques as far as how to help our community out and to face the challenges that come with domestic violence. I'm going to bring up Alan Cantu so you can just say a few words on what we have.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
My name is Alan Cantu. I'm the domestic violence coordinator, like the chief said. And usually for us, it's kind of like one of the points that he brought us. We work on this pretty much on ourselves throughout the year. We see victims nonstop, especially like October, which is kind of like significant. It's the National Day for Domestic Violence. So for us, it's kind of like a big deal, and and not just us, but any other agency that deals with law enforcement. What I'm looking for. First responders, exactly. Thank you, Nancy. But yes, like we do end up seeing like a lot of people. One of the two things that we do offer was the emergency protection order, which is free of charge. 61 days, people can come in as long as we have a report. We can help them out with an emergency protection order, and not only that. Yes, today we do and are here representing, for the proclamation, but the month is usually full for us, for events and things like that to represent not only the community but also the city of Pharr. One of the things that we're doing this year is a candlelight vigil. It's coming up on this Wednesday, and it starts at 6 p.m. So we'll welcome everybody that wants to show up and be part of the event. We would like to have you there. So
And
thank you
we're
very much
purple.
for having us here.
Everybody that comes
we're
out,
purple?
we're purple.
Yes.
Yes. October 5th, right?
Yes.
Good. Well, thank you for coming out, and thank you for bringing your entire staff here with us. This is one of the things that are very dear to, as you know, our DA, right? Ricky Rod is always calling every year on this month, right? He pushes it but for society, this is a big deal because it has ramifications, future ramifications on everybody, because the family unit gets disrupted quite a bit. Scars are made, psychological as well. And so it bears to the importance of this event and how it affects everybody. And we all know somebody, right?
Yes.
And so we all need to be involved to make sure we educate and make sure we are there to protect one another. So I thank you, all of you, for your every effort that you do on behalf of, at least for our city, the city of Pharr, but also for society as a whole. I don't know if my colleagues have any comments. None? Yes, sir.
Sergeant Garcia with the Pharr Police Department. So I just do want to recognize, this is my staff, right? Mr. Alan Cantu, we're missing one crime victim's liaison, which is Josie. But this Wednesday, talking about the DA, Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
they did have an event called the Brides Walk. So these guys went out there and I want to say that they represented Pharr very well. They actually went the whole 9 yards. So some all white. So some of them ended up buying some like a white dress, and Mr. Allen here was wearing a. They went
I'm
out
assuming
there.
you're talking about Mr. Garza here.
So yeah, I just want to. They went out there dressed in white and supported the cause, and that's the way we started off this month for domestic violence. So good job, guys.
Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Can you guys join us for a photo?
Yes.
Please. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Commissioner Medina wanted to say a few words.
I just wanted to I just congratulate all of you for what you do, but also I'm impressed that the city of Pharr has a human trafficking representative. I'm glad that we have that. And I know that you mentioned it before, but now that it's always in the news, I'm just glad that you guys have taken care of that as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
for your service.
These will help.
Hey, Mario.
Okay, moving on. 2D, proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We do have DHR here to receive this proclamation, and Commissioner Flores will be reading the proclamation for you guys.
Wonderful.
Okay, whereas 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime, and whereas according to the Centers of Disease and Prevention, the CDC, breast cancer is the second most common cancer among women. Whereas increasing the public's knowledge about the importance of early detection of breast cancer diagnosis and treatment can save lives. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an opportunity to unite all citizens in our community to prevent breast cancer deaths through increasing education and regular screening. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a worldwide annual campaign in October involving thousands of organizations to highlight the importance of awareness, education, and research. And whereas this October, as we display pink ribbons or wear pink clothing to raise awareness, we recognize breast cancer survivors, those currently battling the disease, friends and family of diagnosed patients, and applaud the efforts of our medical professionals and researchers working to find a cure. Now, therefore, I, Itza Flores, on behalf of Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you, Commissioner Flores. We also have Mrs. Wiley. If you can come forward to say a few words. She is a survivor, and we're very happy to have you here today.
Thank you. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you. Thank you for the proclamation. And it's very, very important for the Cancer Awareness Proclamation. And I thank you again. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Yes,
being
ma'am.
here.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
being with us.
Mario, you want to introduce your staff?
Yes, just really quick.
And your
I,
guests.
again, Mario Liscano, and Administrator of Corporate Affairs for DHR Health, and I'm very proud to stand next to our Advanced Care Center team, which deals directly with the cancers that are here locally with Ms. Clara and also with Ms. Annabella Arellano, who is our Director of Business Development, and Ms. Clara Chapa, who is our Community Outreach Coordinator, which with why we're exactly here is why we're talking about Ms. Wiley is what we're standing here for. So we're very proud to be receiving this proclamation today on behalf of not only DHR Health, but also Advanced Care Center, but also for our community. Because awareness does bring forth not only the information for them to go ahead and have these exams done, but also where their services lines may be that will help us in fighting these cancers. So thank you so much, Honorable Mayor, City Commissioners, for always putting forth our community in the forefront and for allowing us to continue to speak as loud as we can and to fight these causes. Thank you so much today.
Great. You want to say a few words?
I'd like to thank you all for allowing us to be here today. It's a pleasure to be in front of you again. Breast cancer awareness is so important, and thank you for joining us. Breast cancer survivors show us the importance of early detection and prevention. One of the things that I'm very proud of is being a part of the DHR team. They're committed to making sure that we have those services locally. In the month of October, we'd like to encourage the women in your community of Pharr to go out and get their mammograms. The organization DHR Health is offering $99 mammograms to all those women who are in need of a mammogram. One of the great things is that we do have an accreditation, and it's the National Accreditation for Breast Cancer, as well as an accreditation for the Commission on Cancer. And what does that mean to the Pharr citizens of this area? It means that they get the best care close to home. So we do want to encourage the city and the community members to go out and get their mammograms in the month of October. Thank you once again for allowing us to be here.
Absolutely. Does you want to say anything?
Thank you to the City of Pharr for allowing us to be here and to just spread this very important message amongst your community. Thank you for helping us spread the education and preventative measures that we need here in this community. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Calvillo and I are physicians, and obviously we don't deal with that part of the world anymore. At some point I did, and I know he did, we trained, but we don't do it anymore. But you're absolutely right. Statistics may change, but it's about 1 in 8. And it's very important for the public to understand that you must get your screening, as even men get it. You must get your screening. And it's important to look out for those unfortunate events that happen. And for women, quick little note, always check yourself, always an exam. 7 days after your menstrual cycle, that's the best time to do it. You're looking for any lumps, bumps, any changes in color, any discharge. That's what you want to tell your doctor about quickly and go get, whether it's an ultrasound or just mammogram if necessary, depending on your age. Some require MRIs. Depending on your history, your family history as a whole, you may find that there's other cancers in your family that you were not aware of. And as the history comes out, you may be at higher risk, genetically speaking. So you're going to get tested, and you want to know if you're predisposed to some other form of cancers, not only breast. That'll come into play as well. So it's really important that you guys stay aware and stay on top of your health. Once you lose your health, there's no going back. So it's really important. With that, thank you for coming today. Join us for a picture. We'll get the directors. We have a bunch of pink around you, so we'll get everybody up here real quick.
All the directors come up.
Yep. The directors up here.
Everybody wearing pink, come up.
Wherever you want. Vivi?
Next. Oh, my bad.
Okay, moving on to E, proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We do have Jose Peña and his IT staff, and Commissioner Caballero will be reading the proclamation for you guys.
Wonderful.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whereas the city of Pharr recognizes that it has a vital role in identifying, protecting its citizens from and responding to cyber threats that may have significant impact to our individual and collective security and privacy. And whereas this year's national campaign theme, See Yourself in Cyber, demonstrates that while cybersecurity may seem like a complex subject, ultimately it really all about people. This October, we focus on the people part of cybersecurity, providing information and resources to help educate the public and ensure all individuals and organizations make smart decisions, whether on the job, at home, or at school, now and in the future. And whereas maintaining the security of cyberspace is a shared responsibility in which each of us, elected officials, city staff, and community members have a critical role to play. And awareness of computer security essentials will improve the security of the city of Pharr's information, infrastructure, and economy. And whereas the federal government of the United States of America, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, the National Association of State Chief Information Officers, and the National Cybersecurity Alliance all recognize October as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And all citizens are encouraged to visit these websites along with the Stop, Think, and Connect campaign website, or to learn about cybersecurity to put that knowledge into practice in their homes, schools, workplaces, and businesses. Now, therefore, I, Ramiro Caballero, representing Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested in me on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
Yay.
All right. Jose, you wanted to say if you were to introduce your staff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mayor and City Commission, Ms. Anali. Again, this is just a little bit of our staff. They are who protect us and work with all the cybersecurity systems and software and train our staff as well. So we have Mr. Alex Velasquez, our System Security Manager. We have Mr. James Francis Love and Jason Fernandez, who are also cybersecurity analysts on our team. So again, they're the team who continuously is upgrading our software, keeping it up to date, making sure everything is functional, everything is secure, our firewalls and all that good stuff. But again, the most important thing is just educating the people, right? Which is, we're here at every new hire orientation, providing cybersecurity awareness training for all our employees. We do go through the process of training every single employee every year as mandated by the state. But again, it's more just education, right? Just helping everybody doing the job to keep us safe. And on one other note, just wanted to talk about our teamfar.net. With this service, we're providing at no cost a security module built in to every router for our equipment. So if there's ever any viruses or any issues detected on the home, the user will be notified immediately, as well as we also included parental controls at no cost as well. That, again, a lot of families aren't familiar or, that's not a service usually provided for free, but, that's part of our education campaign now is our subscriber base. We'll be teaching our community how to use these systems. And we do plan to host a couple community events here later in this month. We're gonna have one in South Pharr and probably one in Central or North Pharr, but we're gonna be doing community events as well.
Great. And thank you for your team for doing everything you do. But you're right. You touched on a topic I want to be sure you covered. You are going to be going out to the public because, I, for one, and thank you for doing for the city, but we get a bunch of stuff through our emails, for instance, or texts even that's, covered with fraud. I mean, it's what it is. And they're phishing for a lot of information and they're trying to get you to do your bill, your credit card, or your something that needs to be updated. And we need to inform the public that those are all scams and they're trying to take vital information from you. So it's not just about the city infrastructure, it's about the entire residents of the city of Pharr that we expect you to be able to communicate with in English and Spanish and make sure they understand that we're here to help them out, get this done as well. And, it's a target. It doesn't matter if it's international, right? Or if it's another country or even domestic, because a lot of it is domestic. The city itself is being hit daily. Always people trying to penetrate our walls. And it's not just from abroad, it's domestic as well. And we thank you for protecting the citizens and its revenues, right? Because that's what they really want to go after. So with that, would you honor us with a photo, please?
Perfect. Thank you.
Actually, two more.
Okay, we're almost there, guys. 2F, proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as Community Planning Month. And we do have Kimberly Mendoza, her staff, and I believe some of her board members as well to receive the proclamation. And we will have Commissioner Medina read the proclamation for you guys.
Come on up forward, guys. Bring everybody forward. Pásale. You can stand. You're pretty tall, Roland. You can stand behind him. Everybody will see you, man. See. Welcome. Bienvenidos.
Vamos.
When you're ready, sir.
Proclamation says, whereas change is constant and affects all cities, towns, suburbs, counties, township, rural areas, and other places. And whereas community planning and plans can help manage this change in a way that provides better choices for how people work, live, and provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices to determine the future of their community. And whereas the full benefit of planning requires public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in planning and plan implementation. And whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories. And whereas the American Planning Association endorses National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight how planning is essential to recover and how planners can lead communities to equitable, resilient, and long-lasting recovery. And whereas the celebration of the National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of the Planning Commission and the other citizens planners who have contributed their time and expertise to the improvement of the city of Pharr. Now, therefore, I, Ricardo Medina, on behalf of Dr. Ambroso Hernandez, Mayor of the city of Pharr, Texas, and by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as the Community Planning Month. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mayor, Commission, Ms. Alanis. Thank you for proclaiming the month of October as National Community Planning Month and recognizing the hard work, the expertise, and the dedication of the Planning and Zoning Commission and our planning professionals in making great communities happen. With us today, we do have our members of the Planning and Zoning Commission, Mr. Danny Wiley, Mr. Rafael Munguia. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Mr. Danny Wiley, Mr. Rafael Munguia, Mr. Charlie Ramirez, Mr. Romeo Robles, Mr. Luis Madrigal, Mr. Andy Castro, Mr. Guadalupe Cano. Also, I'd like to recognize the hard work and the dedication of our planning professionals here at the City of Pharr. We have Ms. Anaísa Licerio, Mr. Eddie Martinez, Mr. Roland Gomez, and Ms. Laura Fonseca.
Thank you for, first of all, the public servants.
Yes.
Thank you for you all for taking, I know you're busy in your life. You don't have to be doing this, but you care enough to come to your meetings and make sure the city's planning and zoning is actually being fulfilled. And there's, I know you guys get a lot of pressure. I know there's a lot of, sometimes people want to do some odd things, but we're grateful for the fact that we have all this great power within this committee that's able to filter that and those silly requests, but also keep the city where it should be and have planning and zoning. And it couldn't have been done without your participation. And for the staff, of course, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for guiding the board and making sure their will is carried out and moving the city forward. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
If you give us a minute, we'd like to take a photo with you
Perfect.
as a team. You want to get your team up here? Move the podium because we need to turn the chair around. See.
Okay, 2G, proclamation proclaiming October 2022 as the start of the produce season month. And we do have Luis Bazan and representatives with Texas International Produce Association, URAPA Avocados, and Pickle Mex, if I'm not mistaken. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Luis.
You're
We
correct.
we will have the mayor read the proclamation for you and your guests.
Luis, you want to introduce yourself and your guests?
Absolutely. Mayor, City Commission, City Administrators, for the record, Luis Bazan, Bridge Director, Today I have with me Texas International Produce Association President, Mr. Dante Galeazzi. I have Pickle Mex Representative Brenda Ocampo, and I have URAPA Representative Mr. Tony Godinez.
So before we read the proclamation, I believe you have an announcement also, sir?
Absolutely. So after this, they're going to say their comments. I'm going to keep mine very brief because there's going to be a short video at the end.
Would you mind having her stand next to you over here? 'Cause
Yes,
she's
absolutely.
back. Come forward. There you go.
There we go.
Go ahead, sir.
But overall, we're very excited. We're very proud of this event. It's about 9 to 10 years in the making. We finally decided that it was time to make it into a proclamation and announce it to everybody because it's that important. And you're going to hear from our industry professionals here in a minute. And I'm going to keep my comments very short because you're going to get to see a video at the end as well. But again, you know, this is very important to us. It's important to know where our produce comes from. We're feeding America at the end of the day through this Pharr International Bridge. Along with all the infrastructure we're planning, it's also about these quality of life events for our community and our citizens. And this is one of those. And we're very proud of it. We're always raising the bar. This year is no exception. We're going to be doing a taste of trade after the show so you can taste some of these wonderful foods that are coming in through this international bridge.
Great. All right. Would you guys like to introduce yourself and make any commentary?
Maybe you want to go first.
Say hi to the folks.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, so I have some comments real quick because it is important. Luis stole a lot of the thunder, but my name is Dante Galeazzi. I'm the president of the Texas International Produce Association.
Welcome.
So first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for this incredible gesture. This is huge. Our association represents many of the fine companies that are here in Pharr. We educate, advocate, promote, and represent on behalf of the $11 billion of fresh produce either grown in the state or considers Texas first point of arrival for distribution. So today, I don't want to talk to you about the 195,000 tractor trailer loads across the Pharr Bridge. I don't want to talk to you about the 200,000 loads that'll cross this year. I don't want to talk to you about the 8,000 or so jobs that are directly here because of the fresh produce that crosses. And I don't even want to talk to you about all the outside companies that are investing in Pharr as a result of fresh produce.
Right.
I want to talk to you about what is inside the fresh produce, and that's health. Health is so important, especially now. Our communities across Texas and across this country have faced a pandemic that has raged for 2 years. Before that, though, we have faced health endemics like obesity, diabetes, heart and liver disease, and a ton of autoimmune conditions that have impacted our communities far and wide. Fresh produce is the answer to combating all of that. And so that's what makes an event like this so important, is because we're not just talking about what it means for the local community. We're talking about what it means for the state. We're talking about what it means for the country, right? And, you know, we want fewer doctor visits for emergency purposes. We want fewer health issues. We want fewer prescriptions going out. We want fewer children having these impacts. We want healthier communities. We want to save lives. And that's why fresh produce is so important. And that's why we think that this gesture today is so incredibly important. And that's why these types of events that celebrate this industry are so important. So once again, I just want to thank you all on behalf of the industry, on behalf of the companies, and on behalf of Fresh Produce. Thank you for everything the city of Pharr is doing.
Well said, sir. Brenda?
Good evening. My name
Yeah.
is Brenda Ocampo. Thank you
Hi.
guys for having me here.
Yes.
Commissioner, Mayor, Luis, thank you so much. Appreciate this time, and it is very important to have this type of events. You know, to have, sorry, I'm nervous.
That's okay.
I just want to thank you guys.
Of
You know,
course.
thank you guys for you know, always being there for us. The Pharr International Bridge is always there to answer the questions that we need. You know, being able to communicate with them on a weekly, daily basis, it is great. The staff at the Pharr International Bridge is amazing.
Yes, they are. Thank you. Sir?
Yes, my name is Tony Godinez. I represent a company called URAPA Produce. We are grower, packer, shipper of avocados from Michoacan, as well as mangoes from the entire Republic of Mexico. This event is, and thank you for having us, and thank you for the proclamation. As mentioned, it is important, but I think it's more than anything, it represents an opportunity once a year to have a spotlight on the bridge board. The city of Pharr is to be commended on its excellent staff with Luis Bazan and Freddie Flores and the rest of his staff on the bridge. They are truly a partner to the produce companies, to my company, all of my colleagues. There are hundreds of us here on the Valley and throughout the world that use this, or throughout the country rather, and Canada, that use this port of entry. And so they're always the first to step up if there's ever a problem or an issue. And so the city really should be proud of the team that is assembled and the professionalism they represent. They're at every one of the produce trade shows, and they represent the city of Pharr extremely well. So we're happy to have the event and very happy to continue to have a working partnership with the Pharr Bridge Board.
Great. Well, thank you, all of you, for coming today. And we'll echo your sentiments and your comments. You're right. It is about health. It's true that it is a big economic engine for the city of Pharr and the region, for that matter, and also creates a lot of jobs as well on both sides of the border. But the priority is the health of the nation, and we are the health of the nation. I mean, it's the citizens, and you're right. All this produce that you guys are moving back and forth does arrive to our tables, and it keeps us healthy. And we're so grateful to your service and also your investment that you're making, because without you and your organization always lobbying for better services and better transport time, we wouldn't be able to do this. And so we're very grateful that you guys are here today, and we're excited about the start of the produce season. And so, did you want to play your video?
Yes, sir. We can play the video now.
Let's do it, sir.
Thank you to the UD and the media department for putting this together.
The start of the produce season is the premier event for the city of Pharr, for the Pharr International Bridge, and for our community, where we celebrate the beginning of the season, just like it says, start of the produce season. It's a premier event because it's the only one of its kind. Back in 2012, we kicked off this event in celebration of all this wonderful produce, fruits and vegetables that are grown in Mexico and that make their trek down the roadways leading up to the Pharr International Bridge, and that feed America.
In America, less than 2% of the population is associated with agriculture. I mean, that's huge. We're talking about over 300 million people live in our country, and so few know where their food comes from. Events like this are an opportunity for us to celebrate not only how important produce is for our community, but it's an opportunity to educate our community on where the food that they eat comes from, what it means, why it's valuable, why it's important to everything that we do here in the region.
Importers, distributors, partners, and growers, all part of this annual event that takes place at the Pharr International Bridge grounds, many sharing their experience.
I've seen the evolution. I mean, I went there when the first event happened, and I mean, it was no more than maybe 50 people there with a table, cutting the fruit. And I mean, and it was a great event. And now I see it from what, last year, it's night and day. I mean, it's great. It's growing. It's fantastic for everyone in the produce industry.
It's a great event, and it's a great experience to go learn and see and get to know the local companies that are here and all the hard work and effort that it takes to import and distribute the products that you see in the grocery stores all across America. And the event is great for social networking as well, to get to know the other people in the industry and know the type of products that they're importing and do business, with them.
The city of Pharr has been an advocate, not only for the cities around, but all the bridges down the border. They've created a huge, big relationship with Mexico as well.
It's important to have strong ties and relationships with Mexico. I think our relationship with the United States and Mexico has been there for for many, many years, and it continues to grow.
This event, because we have logistics partners, we have custom brokers partners, we have cold storages that come to the event now. It's great because you get to see everybody who's in the supply chain. And if there's one piece missing in the supply chain is no longer a chain.
This year's theme, a taste of trade.
This year's going to be different. Every year we try to top ourselves. Every year we're trying to, again, it's about innovation. It's about continuous improvement. We're always trying to top ourselves and raise the bar. Why a taste of trade? We want to make sure that people understand that, again, these products are making their way through this port of entry, through the Pharr International Bridge. But starting at about 12 o'clock at noon, we're going to have a big tent with about 8 to 10 different restaurants and chefs showcasing dishes made from the products that are crossing the Pharr International Bridge.
The Pharr International Bridge continues to be the #1 produce border crossing in the nation.
the message is we're open for business. We're blessing this season, and we're doing everything we can within our power. As the board, from from the help of the commission, to help expedite your crossings through the bridge.
Very nice video. Truly represents the spirit of what you're referring to as a team, because you guys are a team. And and my first one, I think it was in 2015, and it's just grown.
Yeah.
The more and more people. Now we don't fit in this little tent. Now we need a pretty massive
Bigger
tent,
facilities.
actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
we need
sure.
bigger facilities, and the staff does a great job putting it all together. And again, I'm so proud of the event and the fact that it highlights so many different things that you already alluded to, but the fact that it gets better every year. So with that, so whereas the journey that fresh produce makes from the farm to the dinner table is a sacred one, and this is exactly what the Pharr International Bridge is honoring. And whereas the start of the produce season celebration event was established in 2013, and it has grown to become the region's premier produce kickoff. And whereas as the #1 produce bridge in the nation for over 5 years, the Pharr International Bridge continues to break import records for fresh produce growth from Mexico. And whereas in 2021, Pharr crossed nearly 200,000 shipments of fresh produce, which equals to over 30% of the produce imports monthly. That is over 60% for the state and over 30% for the nation on a yearly basis. And whereas the Pharr International Bridge has become critical to the fresh produce industry nationwide, with its ideal location, allowing trucks leaving Pharr to deliver to any point in the United States within 4 days and any point in Canada within 5. These fewer miles lead to fresh produce, better truck rates, and the ability to streamline operations, especially for fresh produce buyers. So therefore I, Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority invested in me, and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2022 as the State of the Produce Season Month. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Pharr to be affixed on this 3rd day of October 2022. There you go, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the photo.
Thank you, guys.
Where do we go to executive session? What?
Three public testimony. Did anybody sign up, Hilda? No? 4, public hearing, 4A, public hearing on development service cases. Did anybody sign up? No? And 4B, public hearing, solicitation of comments from the general public on the voluntary annexation of 13.12 acres of land, more or less out of Lot 249 Kelly Pharr subdivision, generally located on the south side of West Javelina Drive, approximately 0.40 miles east of South Jackson Road, extraterritorial jurisdiction of the city of Pharr, Texas. Did anybody sign up? No? Item 5, city manager's report. I'll be very brief. As a matter of fact, 2 of our proclamations were part of the city manager's report. So you've already been invited to the domestic violence event that will be taking place this Wednesday at our nature park, and we'll also be sending additional information on our social media. In addition to the start of the produce season, that will be taking place October 6th from 10 to 12 at the Pharr International Bridge. Everyone is invited to join us in this event. We do have Coffee with a Cop at McDonald's, 301 West Ridge Road on Wednesday, October 5th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you guys want to go have coffee, you guys are more than welcome to join our police officers
Oye,
there.
Chief, you should pick De las Tamales. Next time, pick De las
Tamales
Tamales.
with the cup.
Yeah.
Tamales with the cup. And last but not least, we do have a fall sweep throughout the month of October. The Public Works will be having a campaign throughout the month of October, and we'll be giving out supplies for groups of 10 or less individuals. You guys can call the Public Works Department or stop by their offices in 1015 East Ferguson Avenue for more information. And that is all my city events of interest. We do have for 5B city engineer report, we have Ruben Alfaro in the audience if you guys have any specific questions to a project.
Great. So Ruben, as you and I met with our deputy city manager, so we're on target and things have been finalized that we discussed.
Yes, sir. We're on our way to fix those things.
Great. Do either you or Wiley have an update on some of the things that we're concerned about with the Tri-City sidewalk and the what we call dog park, right,
Yes.
for drainage, and of course Moore Road. So
Yes. So for the Tri-City sidewalks, we're just pending the signature from City of San Juan.
okay,
We got the PSJ signature. We got their support. We're expecting the City of San Juan to sign on October 11th.
Okay.
At their city commission, and that's it for that one.
okay. Where are you on the dog park, the drainage?
For the dog park, they're finalizing the plans. We met with Javier Hinojosa. He's working on the plans, and we should be on our way.
So environmental will be done.
Yes, yes.
That was a holdup.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Moore Road, we have an item here for contracting GDJ to perform the environmental studies and the environmental clearance. And it's not going to affect the schedule of the project. So the schedule is going to be set.
Because it's really important because you have that gentleman. See that gentleman back there, Andrew
Yes, sir.
Cannon. Okay, he's the director of the MPO.
Yes, sir.
And he chicotea, right? He
Yes,
he
sir.
wants the money utilized in a timely fashion. He does. Nobody at the MPO, the RGB MPO, wants money to be awarded to any entity, and they stay idle, right? And thank God we didn't stay idle. It was a combination of COVID, I understand, and federal government, things get delayed. That's fine. But he's responsible to be sure that all the projects, all the grants that the city of Pharr has been awarded, it's quite a bit, actually, multi-million dollars that the city of Pharr has gotten, that it's used in a timely fashion. And so that is your job to be sure things stay on track, because every time we then attend the MPO, we're asking for more grants for our city, specifically like the sidewalk is a perfect example. There might be ability to expand that project because other cities aren't using their money. And so we're going to be probably looking at seeing if we can expand some of our projects if possible. But nothing will be moving forward unless we utilize our funds.
Yes, sir.
And all those schools that need sidewalks, right, that have been delineated by PSJ because they're our partner, need sidewalks. And there's 3 phases to it, so we need to make sure they get covered. And thank God we haven't been hit by a hurricane, but we need to make sure now that all those federal rules and all those delays that hampered our dog park finally are out of the way, and now we're going to start moving, because we really need people out and about healthy, but we also need to have that infrastructure, because that's the last piece we need for South Pharr as far as our drainage project as a whole. And so we want to be able to fulfill that promise that we're going to do. And of course, Moore Road, as you know, with Vanguard opening their school, it's created an immense amount of traffic there. And it's not just the west side, but it's the east side as well. And we have the hike and bike trail as well there in play. And so given those parameters or occurrences that are happening, we really need to be sure we stay on target and on time to get that road optimized and wide enough to handle the traffic and all the pedestrians, because we expect the sidewalk as well. So thank you for your efforts that you're putting forward.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Mhm.
Item 6, consent agenda. All items listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Hey, Andrew, were you here to make a comment, or were you here for, I don't want to keep you here longer than I have to. I just noticed. Yes, okay. Which item are they here for?
Yes, sir. So they're here for the item 8B, their application for the RGB MPO Reconnecting Communities Pilot Program.
Yeah, let's move on. You want to step up, Andrew, and your staff?
At this moment, we'll be going out of order to item 8B, consideration and action, if any, on letter of commitment to the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization, RGV-MPO, in support of their application for the Federal Highway Administration Reconnecting Communities Pilot Program for the Business 83 Corridor Study.
Good evening, Mayor,
evening.
City Commissioners, and City of Pharr team. Thank you for having us here today. As Mayor has introduced my Executive Director, Mr. Andrew Cannon, standing next to me, but my name is Javier Dominguez. I am a transportation planner at the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization, or RGVMPO for short. We're here today to talk to you about a letter of commitment for our Reconnecting Communities Pilot Program application. This is under the Biden infrastructure bill. Like all the other programs, there's gonna be 5 funding cycles. And so for the first one, what we'll be doing is applying for a planning grant application. So in hopes of a future funding round, once we complete this plan, we can apply for construction dollars. Our plan that we're hoping to complete with this grant, if awarded, fingers crossed, we will be looking to do a 3-pronged approach along Business 83, how we can make transit stops safer, how we can make pedestrian crossings safer, and how we can enhance the transit experience for transit users going across the valley from Harlingen to Mission, so to speak. And so that is our 3-pronged approach and how we can sort of attack those 3 things. And we're looking to also develop a grant subcommittee to help us with the development of all the grants if awarded. And so we would also look to get representation from city and county staff along that corridor. So we are applying for a $200,000 grant, and we decided to split it evenly between the communities along that corridor. So we're asking for a maximum of 2% per municipality along that corridor, which would be an amount not to exceed for $4,000 for each of the communities. So today we are here just to ask for a letter of commitment for our application. If awarded, we will come back to the City Commission across this corridor and follow up about that commitment and interlocal agreements and all that jazz. So I'm done with my presentation. I'm open for any questions at this time.
So a point of clarification. So the extent of our RGV-MPO, does it stop in Mission, Andrew?
No,
It goes west? How far do we go?
Starr County.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So I would urge you, as you do your next grant, remember, don't forget them, because we
Yes.
start at Starr County and we go eastward. It's
Yes.
not, it doesn't stop in Mission.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
But no, we're excited about it, and of course, it's very important. The RGV-MPO has grown quite a bit from when you were there, Andrew, Hidalgo County MPO. And I don't know if you recall what our budget was when we were with Hidalgo County MPO versus now. Do you remember what those numbers were? Overall budget.
Our construction budget, we were only doing about 15 million a year.
Yes, sir.
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
So we're well beyond that now as a regional. I think the plan that the board is looking to approve for the public involvement, but we're 328 million.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
and we're about to start that process all over again, and we'll come back around this time next year with TxDOT, and we'll have hopefully an increase again. And that's in 5 years, it's gone from $500 million to it's very close to 2.5 billion total for the region. But that also encapsulates the district, which
course.
is 9 counties. But our area has definitely prospered since the region.
It has.
And then I've been fortunate enough to have staff like Javi come on board who have really been able to infiltrate the grant programs that are available through the last Biden bill with the transportation bill. So this is just one of 2 that he's working on through the office. He's also working on Safe Streets for All.
Right.
So
right.
the board wanted to see us incorporating more grant programs into it, and we're seeking those and trying to do that. And he's done a phenomenal job with it. So he's really the person to talk to in the office for grants if anybody can help.
Okay. We'll invite you back once we pass once we have our next meeting where I think is it November when we finalize the IBTC and all that?
I'm still actually waiting to hear back on that, Judge. We developed the timeline. Mayor, I'm waiting to hear back from the judge. I apologize.
That's okay.
We developed the timeline that we were looking for on those other items. I'm
Yes.
waiting for the judge to get back with me to let me know if he does see a need for a meeting in October or not.
Okay.
Definitely, I believe it's December 14th.
Yep.
It's somewhere around there. Early December, we combine the 2, and we will do the final stamp of
But
approval.
just remember,
on all of those.
keep that at least in your brain, because when that moment happens, after that meeting, we want you here at City Commission to make sure you align the region, but also resident of Pharr, what exactly we approved.
So
Okay,
I
please don't
think there's
forget
going to
that.
be some very exciting news. It's
I agree.
substantial.
All right. With that,
Move to
item
approve.
8B. Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you, gentlemen. In accordance with section 551 to 551.087 of the Texas Government Code, the Pharr Board of Commissioners hereby give notice it is convening into executive session to discuss the items listed in the public portion of the meeting agenda, the time now being 5:26. Thank you. Okay. First item, 7A, ordinance and resolution. Consideration action of any on ordinance regarding water conservation and drought contingency plan, stage 2, first reading. This item supports QL quality of life, public utilities.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you, everybody. Item B, consideration and action on 7B, if any, on ordinance amending the code of ordinance, Article 5, Section 2-249, vital statistics records fees, first reading. This item supports SG, sound governance, and of course, physical transparency administration.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you. 7C, consideration and action of any ordinance extending the boundaries of the present corporate limits of the city of Pharr, Texas, and annexing new territory into the city of Pharr, consisting of approximately 13.12 acres of land, more or less, out of the Lot 240 Kelly Pharr subdivision, generally located on the south side of West Javelina Drive, approximately 0.40 miles east of South Jackson Road, extraterritorial jurisdiction of the city of Pharr, Texas. First reading, item supports EV, of course, economic vitality.
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you. 8A, administrative, consider an action of any on the letter from the Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 for a 0.151 acre drainage easement, the Jackson Road Drain Project. This item, of course, supports infrastructure engineering.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 8B, consideration and action. What? Oh, we did that
that
already. 8C, consideration and action of any on selection of top-ranked firms to establish a pool from construction material testing and geotechnical engineering services. This item, of course, supports infrastructure engineering.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you. Contracts and agreement 9A, consideration and action of any authorizing city manager to extend service contracts and pavement markings incorporated out of Dallas, Texas for the installation and thermoplastic pavement markings for public works. Item supports infrastructure and purchasing.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9B, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to enter into a contract with 3HV Innovations LLC out of Knoxville, Tennessee for subscription services to Team Pharr Net operations and workforce management software. That item supports infrastructure, IT.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Okay. 9C, consideration and action, if any, on ratifying agreement with Texas Department of Public Safety, DPS, for the Texas Gang Intelligence Index users. This item supports safety and security community for police.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9D, consideration and action of any ratifying agreement with the National Wildlife Federation for the donation of native seed to be distributed at designated park areas through the city of Pharr. Item supports quality of life parks.
Move to
Move.
approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Thank you. 9E, consideration and action of any ratifying agreement between the city of Pharr and Hidalgo County Emergency Service District Number 2 for EMS services. This item is, of course, supports quality of life administratively.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9F, consideration and action of any authorizing city manager to enter into a contract with off-duty management for management oversight and assignment of police officers for off-duty employment with local vendors. Supports safe and service community.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9G, consideration and action, if any, on agreement with Pyro Shows of Texas for the Veterans Day fireworks display to be held Saturday, November 5th, 2022, in the amount of $40,000. This item supports quality of life fire.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9H, consideration and action of any authorizing city manager to enter into a service agreement with Angel Track, a software-based electronic patient care record. This item supports economic vitality for emergency medical services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. 9I, consideration and action of any on amendment number 1 in the amount of $99,620 to the professional engineering service agreement with GDJ Engineering LLC for the development and design of Moore Road from Jackson Road to Veterans Boulevard. This item supports infrastructure engineering.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. We are adjourned.